74 games down, 2 to go. Can West Ham United qualify for European football in back-to-back Premier League campaigns? Probably. Most likely is the answer at the minute, isn't it? Fantastic result yesterday against Norwich City. European football is firmly in our hands. Big game against Man City on Sunday. Big occasion against Man City on Sunday as well. But it's a bit of a free hit for us, because even if we lose, when we kick off against Brighton on the final day of the season and we win, and Crystal Palace beat Manchester United, we pinch 6. We will get Europa League football for next season. Fantastic achievement to be in this position after 36 games of the Premier League, while navigating 2 domestic competitions which we took seriously, as well as the Europa League in which we got to the semi-final. And if you remove context from yesterday's game, going back to that game at Cardiff Road yesterday, if you remove context and you look at the performance over 90 minutes, one match solely, and that is all, I thought we played well. I thought we played good. But I've seen us play better in other games this season. It was a bit of a competitive training match for West Ham, actually. I hate saying it was only Norwich, but I've got to say it in this instance because they were that bad. They were awful. They were exactly what we needed yesterday after Thursday night. And we made it look easy. I mean, it probably was easy, but we made it look easy. 2 slightly different things as well. But so when you remove the context, I think the performance was good. We didn't have to get out of first gear to win yesterday. Some really good individual performances, which we'll get onto in a minute. In fact, there was only positives to come out of the game, minus the 3 injuries to our players. That's all. Happy hammer. Now, when you put in the context, though, this is where it becomes a fantastic result. Good performance, fantastic result. Because we all know what the context is. Thursday night we got knocked out of the Europa League semi-final. We're into this game when everybody's feeling a little bit sad, understandably, but it was still a massive game for West Ham. We needed to win to make sure we stayed on track for European football next season. So we turned up, got the job done, but not only did we get the job done, we done it with a little bit of style, a little bit of flair, making it look easy, bish bash bosh, and we have a week's rest up for the Man City game. It went perfect, bar the injuries. Yesterday went perfect for West Ham, for Moyes, and all the players involved as well. Happy days. I actually missed the game yesterday. I wasn't able to watch it. And I'm not going to lie, I was nervous. I had butterflies in my stomach leading up to that game. I knew we'd probably win. I was feeling confident we'd win. But I still got nervous because it felt like there was a lot riding on that game. And it felt like a bit of a banana skin, possibly, a bit an embarrassment waiting to happen. So I was relieved when the team lineup came out. I wasn't relieved then. I thought, yep, that's what I expected. Good to see that team. Let's go. And then when we scored to make it 1-0, that's when I got a little bit relieved. And obviously I kept an eye on with the score, 2-0, 3-0. Happy days. We've won this game. Job done. Now, I watched the game this morning, by the way. I'm not going to talk about the game without having seen it. I've gone and watched it all. And I was probably able to enjoy it a little bit more knowing that it finished 4-0. I was able to sit with my feet out going, yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this. I'd already seen the goals as well, so I knew what was happening. But fantastic result. Great performance. But I thought individually, there were some really good performances in there, including Jarrod Bowen. What a player he is. Before I get into that, talk about this man for a minute. I'm not going to talk about him per se. The offer on at our store, because the final day for this offer. If you head over to hammerschatstore.com, the link's in the description. If you want one of our 2 Mark Noble t-shirts or that Mark Noble mug, if you use the code MN16, the animation's on your screen. Charlie made that. It looks good, didn't it? I did ask him to. I said, oh, can you create something? Came up with that. Looks alright. Anyway, last day of the offer, because we'll get it in the post tomorrow, so it'll arrive in time for the Man City game. So 16% off anything Mark Noble, MN16 at the store. But Jarrod Bowen, 10 goals, 10 assists in the Premier League for him now. The first player to do it for West Ham United since Di Canio back in 99-2000. Only Mo Salah has achieved that in the Premier League this season, as well as Jarrod Bowen. But yesterday was one of my favourite performances from him this season. Now, he was my man in the match. Not the first time. I was going to say it won't be the last time. It might be. There's only 2 other games. It's possibly that was his last man in the match for me this season. But he's had plenty. Now, I'm not going to do it because it would take me forever, and I don't think it's that deep a thing I'm going to say here. It's not that important for me to go do this. If I was to go through all the reviews that we've done this season, myself and Gons, and look at our Hammer the Match Awards things, and pick out all the Jarrod Bowen ones, now you can see why I'm not going to bother doing it. It would take me forever. I wouldn't be surprised if in all of them that I've given Jarrod Bowen man of the match, he scored a goal. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Naturally, an attacking player scores a goal, boost, +2 points for your performance today. Defenders, keepers keep a clean sheet. Happy days, you're now in contention for man of the match. It's just how it works, isn't it? But Jarrod Bowen was my man of the match yesterday without scoring a goal. And I think that's why one of my favourite performances from him, actually, because he was that influential. I mean, he should have scored a goal. That was a shocking miss from him, by the way, from that scramble in the box when Fornals had this shot blocked by Byram and it fell to him. I think he just assumed he was lashing into the net because he looked shocked, didn't he, when it sailed wide of the post. He looked shocked. I was shocked. And I knew what the score was. I knew Bowen hadn't scored. And I was still surprised when I watched the game and he didn't score. I thought he might have put it in and got ruled out for offside or something. But anyway, yesterday's performance, I thought he was brilliant. I thought his passing was really good. His movement was really good. I felt like he was playing 10, 15 yards narrower a little bit. And I think that's one thing that Soufal brings to his team more than any of the other fullbacks. And when I say any of the other fullbacks, I include Creswell and Masuaku mirror image over on the left hand side. Soufal gets forward really well, but not only does he get forward really well, he just hugs that touchline, just gets far up the pitch as he can, goes out to the touchline, and he just holds his position. He's not necessarily always involved in the play, but he gets out, he holds his position, and it just stretches the pitch a little bit, and it creates that room for Jarrod Bowen to say, you go 10 yards inside because we've got the right flank covered. I'm here, you're alright, in you go. And at times yesterday, Soufal was almost like a right winger. If you amount of times I could have done, I didn't. But if I paused the tally for the freeze frame, you'd have Antonio there, then you'd have Benrahma, Fornals, Bowen and Soufal, almost like 4 attacking midfielders behind him. It's really pleasing to see. But I just thought Jarrod Bowen shifted inside a little bit yesterday, just caused them all sorts of problems. And then Jarrod Bowen doing that, him playing in between Norwich's midfield and defence and left back and centre back, he was almost unmarkable actually. The positions he was picking up, when you look at the Norwich players, there's nobody really that can go out to him and try and mark him, because Williams has got his eye on Soufal, the centre backs Byram and Hanley have got their eyes on Antonio, and if one of them steps out to Jarrod Bowen, well, they're just leaving a 20-yard gap between the other centre back and forward, so they're not going to do it. They struggle to pick him up. And then this is where you see the benefit of having Manuel Lanzini next to Declan Rice, because Lanzini in particular, was just zipping those passes through to Bowen for 90 minutes. It was fun. He was having fun, Lanzini. I thought Bowen was having a little bit of fun as well. They were all playing with a smile on their face a lot more than usual. I mean, it does help that you're winning and you're playing really well. Fantastic performance by Jarrod Bowen. I'm trying to sort of play it down actually, not get too excited by saying to myself, it was only Norwich. Calm it down. But we've seen him come up against Brandon Williams in the past where it's been a good battle between the two of them. There's not that much between them either. But I thought Bowen had him on toast yesterday when he did go up against Brandon Williams. But one of my favourite performances from him actually. It was almost like a new creative Jarrod Bowen. If you take his assists, his 10 official assists, this is, I know in Fantasy League and stuff he's got more because of sort of winning penalties or deflected assists and stuff like that. This is through the official Premier League statistics. This is 10 assists. I'd imagine most are set pieces, but yesterday 2 assists, no set pieces. I just really enjoyed his performance actually. But what's that now? I've wrote it down. I'm prepared for this one. 16 goals and 11 assists in all competition for Jarrod Bowen. Fantastic season. But Saeed Benrahma, obviously much has been said of him this season. Was pleased to see him start. I wanted to see him start in there from the start from Moyes, and got his 2 goals. I mean, there is an element of luck in the first one, but I don't really care. It's one of them. It's like, well, yes, it takes a deflection, and yes, the keeper should be doing better, but he doesn't. And there's only a deflection because Benrahma's taking that shot. It's a bit like Antonio's one. Tim Krul should not really be losing that to Michail Antonio, should he? But it doesn't matter because Antonio's the one that's followed the ball in, that's made the run, and he's in the right place to get it, kind of thing. Is it luck? There is an element of it, but there's also just good play by a forward. But I thought Saeed Benrahma was brilliant yesterday actually. The first minute of the game, obviously I'm aware, when I went to watch it, I'm aware he scored 2. The first minute of the game, he sort of half tracks back, and then he does track back, then he loses the 50-50 once he's tracked back, and I thought, oh, this is not a good start from Benrahma. I know he scored 2, but oof, okay. But I'll tell you what, from then on after he was better. He's putting in slide tackles. He's not very good at them. I I will say this about Benrahma. He's not very good at his slide tackling. There's a couple of occasions he slid in. One of them, he went off the pitch. He did it against Arsenal. He did a slide tackle. But he's doing them on the touchline. So he slides off the pitch and then the defender just like jogged past him. But do you know something? That will come. What we saw yesterday was just work ethic from Said Benrahma. Got his 2 goals. Was gutted that he went off injured. Looks like I assume a bone or something on the top of his foot. It looked like he kicked Byram's stud. So that's a nasty one. We've all done it playing football, haven't we? And it does hurt a bit. So it looks like he's going to miss the rest of the season, which is a shame, really. But his numbers surprise me. He's 11 goals and 6 assists this season for Benrahma, and it doesn't feel like he's got that much. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense, because when I saw them this morning, Steph sent me them and said they took the Premier League did his statistics for this since he joined us at the start of last season. Since Benrahma joined us, he said, here's his statistics, what do you make of this? And he was third. Only Michail Antonio and Jarrod Bowen had more than him for his goals and assists. And it was just one of them, you read it and you think, it doesn't feel right for whatever reason. But yesterday, a really good performance from him, and it was just a bit gutted that he went off injured, because everybody would have been looking forward to seeing him play like that against Manchester City, against Brighton as well. And that's what we're going to need against Brighton, because we have to go to Brighton and win. We have to win against Brighton. As simple as that, really. I mean, we may need to. This is where West Hamitis comes in. I've got rid, right? Gonza calls it West Hamitis. I'm going to go with it. We all know what it is, where you just expect to, a striker rocks up on a goal drive and he scores a goal. That's it, West Hamitis. I've got rid of 80% of it, if you like. I go into these games now, and if a striker rocks up on a goal drive, I think he's not scoring today. You're not doing it. This is a different West Ham. So my West Hamitis doesn't relate to West Ham anymore. Mine now relates to other teams. So on Wednesday, Wolves play Manchester City. I've almost convinced myself Wolves is going to get something from the game. I've almost convinced myself, that City are missing a few defenders. I'm thinking, well, that's good news for West Ham. And I'm like, well, it's also good news for Wolves, isn't it? Wolves are going to get something from this game, because Wolves have to go for it. Wolves have got nothing to lose. They need to try and get 7th if they want European football. They're going to have to attack Man City. And I've almost convinced myself Wolves might get something. Now, once I get rid of it, once I drink my water and get rid of West Hamitis, I think, just chill out, man. Man City are going to win 3-1. You're fine. Calm down. So my West Hamitis has changed. It's changed. It's weird, isn't it? We've all got elements of it, but that's what mine is now. Mine's no longer about West Ham. It's about teams around West Ham picking up points and stuff. But it was a good point for Wolves against Chelsea. Just not enough, unfortunately. But good news for West Ham as well. But yeah, Said Benrahma, brilliant performance. Thought Bowen played really well. Thought Lanzini played well next to Declan Rice. Dawson off injured, not ideal. Antonio off injured, not ideal. Benrahma off injured, really not ideal. Silly mistake from Fabianski, but something. The amount of times he's bailed us out since he's joined us, he's due a couple of errors, isn't he? I think he's got enough credit in the bag, but I think the worst thing for that Fabianski error that he missed the ball is, we've seen it before. It's not a new thing. It's a bit like the Leeds keeper. He got caught, didn't he, against Arsenal? He got the ball passed back to him, took a heavy touch, and then Nketiah slide tackled him and he scored. Leeds fans have seen that. They've seen that from their keeper before, where he gets caught out with the ball at his feet. It's not a new error, and that's the frustrating thing a little bit. So we got off with it. Good to see Aaron Creswell start. I was hoping he would start, actually. So it was good to see him in from the start. I thought he played fine. I thought everybody played well. There's only so good you can play to some extent in situations like that. When the other team's that poor, it's difficult. But that's what we needed yesterday. And that's why yesterday's result was fantastic. Performance good, result fantastic. Because of the context around it. Because we got knocked out in the Europa League semi-final on Thursday, I had a worry as to how were we going to get up for this one. What was the attitude going to be like? The attitude was spot on. What's the fatigue going to be like? Didn't notice any from any of the boys that was involved on Thursday and yesterday at Cairo. Didn't notice any fatigue whatsoever, especially Antonio. I know he went off at half-time injured, but he was busy yesterday. He looked quite good, and he ran himself into the ground on Thursday. I was really he was the one player, when the lineups came out, he's the one player I was a little bit like with starting. Just purely a fatigue thing, because I thought he gave everything in Frankfurt. that he didn't. I thought, how can he possibly have anything left in the tank? He did. I thought he played really well. Got his goal, which is good. He's starting to pick his goals up now. Hopefully he's okay for Man City and Brighton, because we've got a hell of a lot more chance with him in the team than we do without. So fingers crossed and stuff. But anyway, yes, a very happy Gio yesterday. Very happy Gio today when I watched the game as well. Some really good performances. I've got one slight concern for the Man City game, but we'll deal with that in the Man City preview. Anyway, there you go. Offer on at the store, MN16. Links in the description below. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I shall catch you tomorrow.